Hi guys, welcome everybody. This is the FPL Game Week 32 transfer tips video. It's the buy, sell, hold, and ignore. This is a series where we pick two players you should buy, two players you should look to sell, two players you should hold, and also two players you should ignore. Now we will go through the players we've picked and who we believe you guys should bring into your team. But before we do, how you, Jordan? Is everything okay? What you think of the game week so far? And yeah, how you been?
I'm good, thanks. But I do wish this game week to be over ASAP,
Yeah, okay.
because
Yeah.
just welcome game week 32 already.
Yeah, well, there is a game tonight, as we know. Everton play Burnley, and I've got Weghorst. He does start. The kickoff's in about half an hour. So let's hope, he can do something. I'm on 46 points, I believe. So yeah, another game to come today and also some Champions League games. But let's get on to the topic of the video, which is the transfer tips for game week 32. So the first player you should bring in for game week 32 is, we think, Doherty. Now, we recommend Doherty as he is 4.9 million, so he's fairly cheap. He's got 4 assists and 2 goals this season, total of 15 shots and 6 shots on goal. His expected goals per 90 is 0.32, and his expected assists per 90 is 0.22 as well. And you look at his fixtures. Game week 32 he plays Villa. In game week 33 he's got Brighton and then Brentford, and then also he's got Leicester. So he's got pretty good fixtures, Doherty, and obviously he's already in my team. This is just a suggestion. If you don't have him, if you're looking to bring in another defender, I think at that price range, he is quite a good pick, and he seems quite nailed. I think Conte prefers him now, playing him right back. He did play left back in the last game, I think, due to injury to Reguilon, but he seems nailed now, and yeah, he's staying in my team. I was considering actually getting rid of him, but now I think I'm trying to keep him. He's playing well, and he seems like he pops up with the odd goal or an odd assist. So yeah, Doherty is the first player on our list that you should be looking to buy. What do you make of Doherty? Is there someone you're looking to bring into your own team, Jordan?
I would love to bring in Doherty. Unfortunately, I can't. But it was a shame when I saw him score and haul
Oh,
points in that
this week, yeah,
yeah
14 pointer.
yeah in that Newcastle game. That really damaged the rank even further than what it already was. But if I was going to choose Tottenham defender, it would have been Ben Davies. But Doherty was also a good pick, and it has paid off for those who brought him in. There seems a lot of people, even though he's 8% owned, had Doherty, and it has paid off for him. And plus, people are bringing him in just because of what he done at Newcastle, but also his
Yeah.
price and his fixtures run up until 35. But
Mhm.
even against Liverpool, you can still either play him or hold him, depending on what your team
Yeah,
is
he's cheap
shaped
enough
like.
to bench.
Yeah, he's a cheap bench option too.
Mhm. All right, let's go move on to the next player that we recommend you should bring in, and that is James Madison. I'll let you talk about why you should be bringing Madison into our teams and why we should be of interest.
Okay, so this one is probably pretty obvious to most people, but yeah, James Madison is definitely a buy player to bring in as soon as you can, preferably this game week coming up, game week 32, because after Crystal Palace home, they have a double game week, and that's against Newcastle away and Everton away. And I think Leicester have the best double game week in 33 in terms of who they play. I don't think there's any other team that has a good double game week like that. So, favourably, any Leicester player is a good option in that. But the most that stand out, I would say the three that most stand out in Leicester team is Iñárritu, Madison, or Harvey Barnes. But preferably, I do prefer Madison because we have seen him more involved in games. I know Barnes would second that opinion, but it seems Madison gets more chances, as we've seen, and more of the ball. Like he did score, but the goal was ruled out in his last game. And He is slightly more expensive than Harvey Barnes, but I think the price is worth it. 6.8 mil. Plus, his ownership is still under 10%, just under 10%.
Yeah,
And with his stats as well, his total shots, he's had 54. He's had 4 assists, and he's had 25 shots on goal. And his goal amount's not bad. It's 8 goals for a midfielder. It's not particularly a bad stat record there. And obviously, if we look forward to the future fixtures after double game in 33,
yeah,
they have Aston Villa home in 34, bit more harder fixture in 35, Tottenham away, but then again another double game week, which is also, I think, favourably the best one Leicester have, is Everton home and then Norwich home. So
yeah,
again, you want to have Maddison in as soon as you can, just for those double game weeks, but also you could probably hold him for the rest of the season as well, not just
yeah.
for those double game weeks.
Yeah, I agree. He's one that I'm looking at bringing in into my team myself for my own team. I think his double game week in 33, Newcastle and Everton away, looks quite good on paper. Newcastle just conceded 5 goals, 5 goals,
Right? Yeah.
and then Everton, have been struggling massively. So it looks like a good transfer into me, and he's one that I'm probably going to bring into my team. So let's now move on to the players we should be looking to sell. The first player on our list that we recommend you sell is an obvious one, and that is Kieran Tierney. Now, obviously, the news has come out. Kieran Tierney will be out for the rest of the season as he requires surgery, and he's probably going to be out till June. So he's an easy sell. Don't really need to talk much about him. Could it affect Arsenal going forward? I think this season because Arsenal don't really have any other left backs as good as him. Your Nuno Tavares there, who's not been playing, who struggled in his last game. But yeah, Tierney, if you got him and you're looking to downgrade him, maybe get to Doherty. Tierney to Doherty could be an easy move. Or if you want to upgrade him to someone like Cancelo or another City defender or, maybe a Chelsea defender. So yeah, he's an easy sell. And now let's move on to the next one that, Jordan's going to go through because it is a controversial one. And
Yeah,
Jordan, you can discuss why you've put this guy on a sell list. And it's Salah.
Ta-da. Okay, so this might be a shock, or it might obviously be a funny move for some players, but Salah is a sell player. Now, this won't work for everyone. This is only working for people that are a bit worried about Salah in terms of his blanks that he's had recently, and also how he's coping with all these matches going on. Because obviously he played a Champions League match last night against Benfica, and in that match as well, we could see he was a bit leggy, a bit tired, struggling a bit. It's similar to what Antonio has experienced with playing consecutive matches over and over. I think Salah has reached a moment where he's reached his peak fitness, where he's trying so hard that he's tired and he can't perform the best that he normally does. So I'll say some Premier League managers are looking for other options other than Salah, even though it's a crazy move if Salah does pick up form again.
Well, he's at 100,000 transfers out this game week, hasn't he? Which I find crazy. By the way, just for everyone, I am not selling Salah in my team. He's staying in my team, but we've got to speak about it because he is transferred out 100,000 people by managers, and we're looking at why that is the case.
Yeah, it's a very peculiar case, but for a player like that, that's had a great season, like 118 total shots, 10 assists, 54 shots on goal, and 20 goals this season. Like, unbeatable stats right there. And plus his ownership, even with 100,000 people transferring him out, he's 61% owned. So it could cost players really badly if he gets any returns now from Game Week 32 onwards, plus 13.3 mil. It's going to be really hard to buy him back in.
Yeah, I think
back.
I think you got to be quite brave to get rid of Salah at this point. Obviously, Man City in the Game Week 32 is quite tough, and he could blank in that game. But then after that, he's got United, he's got Everton. He's also a potential captain. So I wouldn't be getting rid of him myself. I don't think you are either, are you, on your team?
No, not. I'm keeping Salah as well in my team.
Okay, yeah, but we just had to go through with this because it's an interesting one. As we've seen, he's quite highly transferred out. Is he number 2 or number 3?
I think he's
Most
fourth most
fourth.
transferred out at the moment.
It's interesting. We'll be,
Yeah.
he'll be. Well, let's see what he does against City because should be a good one. But yeah, he's struggled recently. You know, a couple of blanks, but he's Salah, and I'm pretty sure he'll be back getting the goals again very soon. But
Yeah.
yeah, for me, Salah's still a long-term hold. I think if you were going to get rid of him, I think you should have done it maybe when you went in a couple game weeks ago. But then against Watford, it's hindsight again. You know, if he scored against Watford, then we all regret that decision.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. But yeah, interesting pick, that one. But yeah, so we've got 2 buys now and 2 sells. And then let's go on to the players now that we believe you should hold. Now, the first player on our list, I'll let you talk this one through, Jordan.
Yeah, this
is Coutinho. Why should we hold Coutinho for this game week?
Okay, so obviously because of the rescheduled news that we've had yesterday or 2 days ago, we do now see Aston Villa have a double game week in 36, but also 37. It's not on the graphics though, the 37 double game week, but Aston Villa do have 2 double game weeks in consecutive back to back. Now, before this, like last week, we said to sell Coutinho, but obviously because of the new updates on the reschedulements now, he is a hold player if you still have him.
Just for in 37 he has Palace and Burnley, and in 36 he has Burnley and Liverpool. So he plays Burnley twice in 2 game weeks.
Yeah, and I think this attracts more to the people that don't have any chips left. Preferably, personally, me, I have only got bench boost left, but I don't have a free hit or wild card. So if I was to sell Coutinho,
you have to get him back.
I would have to get him back for those 2 double game weeks because I don't want to go out without Coutinho in double game week 36 and 37.
He could even be a captain option for game week 37.
Yeah, especially that he's been a captain option in the past and it's paid off hugely. Previously, I think it was against Leeds. I think he hauled many points. He got an assist and goal.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's one we believe you can hold now, kind of, after saying get rid of him. But now we know the doubles he's got, 36 and 37. 2 of them are Burnley.
Yeah, it has changed.
Could be a hold.
Yeah, it has changed the perspective of things now, those reschedulements. I know he blanks in game week 33, but you can afford to bench him, I think, for that, just so you can play him after with Leicester away and then Norwich home. And then obviously you've got the double game weeks, 36 and then 37.
Yeah.
And Coutinho is a good player as well. Like, he's still got what he had when he played at Liverpool. I know he's had a few mishaps with his blanks and missed chances, but he's still a decent player to hold, I think. But I only say this to the people that don't have a free hit or wild card, preferably, because with a wild card or free hit, you could just get him in easily. But I'm saying this to the people that don't have that.
Yeah.
Because getting rid of Coutinho means you'll find it really hard to get him back in, I think.
Yep, we agree there. But yeah, Coutinho is a hold potentially if you have him in your team. You could, but if you need to get someone in like Barnes or Maddison and you need the money, I guess I understand as well if you need to get rid of Coutinho, because I guess Leicester right now are the priority in 32 and 33, as Leicester have doubles. And then if you could switch to Coutinho later down the line, is a potential move there. But yeah, let's move on to the second player we recommend you hold, and that is Broja. Now, the reason Broja is on this list, I mean, there's not many great strikers, really, and he does double in 33, if that's any good. He plays Arsenal and Burnley away. Chelsea is a title. He can't play against Chelsea, as we know, because it's his parent club, and he can't play against them, so he's missing out 32. But you look forward, in his fixtures, he's a double in 33. Then he has Brighton, Palace, and Brentford. Now, he's not been great recently. We know he hasn't. He's blanked, I think, 7 or 8 games in a row. But I think you can give him a bit more patience and just hopefully he does something in that double game week. And you need it. You're going to need a cheap player, and he's just one of those players that you can have as a double game week player. As I'm not sure many people will have that many, and he's just one cheap player you can have. And also, Brighton, Palace, and Brentford in 34, 35, and 36 look quite good on paper, and they're 2 away fixtures and then 1 home fixture against Palace. They're green fixtures, so I guess you can't get rid of him. And I like him because he's cheap. He's only 5.5 million, and yeah, 6 goals this season. Hopefully, he can get a couple more and just tick along. So yeah, he's a whole player for us still, and we'll both probably be holding him mainly due to the fact there's other bigger issues in our team, especially in midfield, where we feel like it's more important getting in Barnes, getting in Madison, whereas he isn't a priority to get rid of, I don't think, at this moment in time. But yeah, let's move into the next player. And I'll let you take this one, Jordan. Why should we ignore Jared Bowen?
Okay, this one is a very interesting one because obviously on his return, no one really knew Bowen was going to start in that game. West Ham was quite a surprise, but it was even more of a surprise when he hauled in that game with 1 assist and 1 goal. And I think he got 13 points on his return to West Ham. Which leads me to the question, why is Bowen an ignore player? Well, there's many reasons, because West Ham do not have any double game week fixtures in the season anymore. And I think with all the double game weeks teams, there's not going to be any room for Bowen in terms of you're going to have a single game week player for most of the weeks where there's going to be double game weeks. And it's if Bowen can outperform double game week players as well, which you've got to consider, because Bowen is a great player. Like, don't get me wrong, he's amazing, but I don't think he is one that you want in your midfield, because you can only have 5 players in your midfield max. I don't think Bowen can be one of those 5 with the double game week.
We're assuming we have Salah in our team. Most people do. And with Saka, who is a double in 33, and then you want to bring in Barnes, or one of them players, it's very hard to fit him in because you're prioritizing. I think you've got to pick. Do you think, obviously, Brentford and Burnley are quite decent fixtures for Bowen? Do you back him in a single fixture against someone like Barnes or Madison, who have 2 fixtures? And that's the debate. I personally would prefer to go with a double game player over Bowen. So for the next 2 weeks, I would look to avoid him. And then after 34 and 35, he has Chelsea and Arsenal. So tough games. So I think you could just ignore him for the next 3 or 4 weeks and would assume that Madison and Barnes, etc., outscore him. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I do believe Barnes or Madison will outscore Bowen. Well, I should think so.
Well, they should do with 2 games.
Yeah, especially when they got Everton and playing Everton twice in their double game weeks too.
Yeah.
And you would expect, and also I know Leicester have been pretty bad, but Madison and Barnes really stand out with Leicester despite that. Like, Leicester could still lose a game, but Leicester can still score in the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I would agree. I think Bowen could be ignored purely down to the fact that there's more other players like the Leicester midfielders that we were looking to bring into our team at this moment in time. So yeah. I agree with that one. So now let's move on to the final player we recommend you ignore, and that is Ruben Diaz. I think this is another obvious one. If there is any Man City player or Man City defender you're looking at, obviously I think Cancelo is the standout pick. If you want double City defense, you could go Cancelo and maybe Laporte or Stones even. But it's got to be quite short term because when Diaz is back from injury, he'll probably play, I assume. But he's a doubt. He's injured, I think, for that Liverpool game, so you can ignore him for 32 if you're looking to bring in City defenders. He's not. There was some rumors that he's back, isn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is. I don't think even if he is, I just think you don't really want to take that risk ahead of game week 33. You want to bring in more doubles. And Diaz, I think Cancelo is the one you'd rather get in than Diaz. So if you have to ignore one, I think he's quite an easy pick right now as an ignore.
Yeah, and I do think as well that any Man City player now is not a good pick for this week because Liverpool at home, it's it's kind
Yes.
of a hard one to get a Man City player in because you don't want to get a defender in because they probably won't keep a clean sheet. But they might get an assist if they score, but I don't think it'll be any significance in terms of that scoring line. It'll be probably like 1 or 2 goals in
Yeah.
that game. It's going to be really tight because it's obviously a title race game. There's no going to be risks taken in that game
Hmm.
from either side.
Yeah, we think you can get away with that one and play Cancelo. Like, if there's any Man City defender you want, Cancelo's your man, I think. But yeah, let's see. We've got a comment here from Connor F, who joined the stream. He says, "Hey lads, looking like Ten Hag is a done deal for manager." Welcome, Connor. Hope you're doing well. Yep, looks like that is the case. Man United will have a new manager in charge. It'll be interesting to see how he does next season. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. Just for everyone that is still in the stream, please don't hesitate to smash the like button and also subscribe if you're new around here. Really appreciate your support, and your likes, help grow our channel. So if you could please just smash the like button, and that will be very much appreciated. But yeah, so just a quick recap from the top. The 2 players you should buy that we recommend is Doherty and Madison. Tierney and Salah were the sells. Coutinho and Broya are the hold players. And the players you should ignore is Bowen and Diaz. And those are the 8 players we've picked for you for this game week. It was quite tough to do this, wasn't it? Because
Yeah, it was.
for this week.
Yeah, the ignore players really tough because there's so many games which have double game weeks where it involves many teams that it leaves very few, unless they have injuries, to pick from to ignore or to sell.
Yeah.
I think Tierney was a very fortunate one because I couldn't think of another player to sell otherwise.
Yeah, Tierney he's out for the season, which is unfortunate. But yeah. Well, that's pretty much wrapped up most of our transfer tips. There's still a game on tonight, as we've mentioned, with Everton and Burnley. Why I'm going to keep an eye on that game because I've got Vegas playing. What do you reckon for that game anyway? Any score predictions or anything?
For that game, it all depends on if Everton can bounce back because they have won against Burnley, I think, twice or maybe more. I think they're on the winning streak against Burnley. I know that.
Yeah,
but it might be different tonight. They might bounce back, or maybe not. They
yeah.
might play the same.
We'll see. This game week is over now, I guess, after today, and will be interesting. But yeah, we will be back again. Of course, we'll be back with a team selection video tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then also deadline stream as usual on the Friday. I think it's 5:30. Yep. We'll be on 5:30 because the deadline's 6:30. So 5:30 UK time, GMT. Join us on the deadline stream. And also tomorrow, 7 o'clock, same time, we will have a team selection video out for you and talking about the transfers and what we're doing with our teams. So yeah, don't miss that tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow team selection and Friday deadline stream. So that's it from us. Please drop a like on the stream, and we hope if you enjoyed watching this video. That's it from the FPL Duo. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys, and peace.
Yeah, take it, guys. Have a good day.